think I'm live, but gotta get situated here. Let's look at Facebook and see what it has to say. Kind of think I'm here. Not there. There. Not there. There. We are here. All right, we'll get the link out first. To the link people, I gotta come here and do this a little sooner. I'm so sorry that I get so late. I get so sidetracked once I sit down and start doing things. Okay, so today is June 6th, and our iCAD prompt is, what is it, pretzel? Ugh. She does that every year. Our group prompt is that ship has sailed, which I love. But I didn't look it up, so let's do that before we get started and I say hello to everybody. Where did the idiom come from? That ship has sailed. So many good idioms. Let's see what AI has to say. The idiom "that ship has sailed" dates back to the mid-19th century and is believed to originated from the era of sailing ships. I know what sailing ships are. Once a ship has sailed, it was on its way. There was no turning back. It represents a mechanical interpretation with philosophical overtones. It basically means that opportunity is past or it's been lost. Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay, let's go down. Oh, hang on. I don't know why this just keeps. Okay. Hi. Hi. Everybody here? Not there. I'm in the wrong spot. Hi. Let's try this again. Hi. What? Is nobody here yet? Nobody for me to say hello to? Why don't I have any comments? Let's close this out and start over again. I mean, I killed a lot of time, right? Maybe I'm just not getting comments yet. Ah, there. Ah. Aha. Hi, Cheryl and Ruthann and Terry and Eve and Kay and Lori, Ellen, Kathy, Mary Lynn, Leslie, Diane. Who else is on? Carrie. Hi, Carrie. Carrie, shh, don't get in trouble at work. And who else is on YouTube? Pat. That's it for now. And Doreen and Deanna. Hello. Let's get started, shall we? Only going to do one quick plug. Today is book club. So if you are in the book club, don't forget to meet me today on the back 40. It's June 6th at 4 p.m. Today. We're working in our No Excuses art journaling books today. So if you are playing with that and you are in book club and you want to hang out, come join. It's here on Facebook. If you're not in book club and you want to join, well, easy peasy. Just go sign up for the Creative Book Club. We're in our 6th session. You get 4 meetings each month. We've already had May, so this is the beginning of our June meeting. It's $30 for the 4 months, which makes it $7.50. But because we have 2 meetings each month, it makes it way less than that. $3.50 something, $3.25, $3.33, somewhere in there. We review a new book each month, which we are going to do at the end of the month. we play in the No Excuses Art Journaling book, which is today, and we make a new project, or we learn something new, or we do something. I mean, there's always something. And that's today. And look what I found in my mom's stuff yesterday. I made this bag for my mom a long time ago. I don't think she ever touched it. It's a zone bag for my mama. For my ma, thoughts and dreams. It's cute, right? Because my mom and dad were very into black and white because of the zone system. So guess what it fits? I'm pretty stoked. It fits my index cards. And this is what we did yesterday was You're My Cup of Tea. Um, I love it and I want to make another one. It has a little pocket inside here and a pocket inside. Oh, it's a double pocket, a triple pocket. So a place for a pen, and a pen. And over here, this was before cell phones, so I don't know what that holds, but I want to I want to make more of these. In fact, it could be something I make today because I really want one that has a longer strap, but this was pretty cute because I braided the fabric. But I want a much longer strap so I can have a messenger bag so I can carry my cell phone with me when I go for a walk with the dogs. And I wish I had more of whatever that fabric is. Very cool. Okay, well, anyway, that's the pouch that's holding my index cards. And today, our prompt is pretzel, oh joy. She does pretzel and iguana and cobalt, I think, every year. Every year I've had those. Whatever. They're so boring sometimes, I gotta say. I don't understand when there's 500 billion things to choose. She does the same thing year after year. I don't get it. Not my deal. Um, and then our prompt that Marilyn gave us is that ship has sailed. So that I just read you the where that came from. It came years ago because of sailing ships, because once it sailed, you can't get on it. So basically, what it means is you're shit out of luck. Pardon my French, but that's what it means. It means if you miss something, you've missed it. Like if you thought that the wedding you were supposed to go to was on the 5th, but it was really the month before on the 5th, that ship has sailed. Know what I mean? All right, well, let's do this. So, what if I turn my index cards this way? Am I going to be in trouble? Is there anybody out there that's going to come over and yell at me? I'm thinking not. I'm glad you guys like my pouch. Should I bring it back in the camera a little bit more? I also have boxes that match these. I did this for a while, this circle thing, and I put it on top of a bunch of boxes that I have in my craft room. Jackie says, morning, everyone. I don't like what Facebook has changed, but I can't get into the group until it's been playing for about 5 minutes. YouTube is better. YouTube's way better. All right, let's come down just a bit. I don't know what they've changed, but if you want me to add you to the link group, Jackie, I can, because as soon as the link goes up, you'll just get a notification and then you can get there quicker. Because, you know. Dieta says, when something falls to the floor, wait, when something falls on the floor, bend down and get it. Nope, that ship has sailed. That's a good one. Okay. We're going to do waves because, of course, can you see? There's my line for my waves. Then we're going to do a ship. I have plenty of pictures of ships. Hold on. Trying to get down further. All right, I think that works. I think. So I want a sailing ship. So let's go like this. It starts like this. Kind of like that. And usually it comes this way and goes down. And you can have a deck here. They're all different, but might want to put a box here and something else here. So we're just going to start adding some bits to it, some doodles. And then we want our sail, which is going to go here, and a sail. I can't decide if I want a sail like this, not like that. And we want a crow's nest or a flag. Let's do a flag. We'll do a crow's nest also. But we definitely want a flag with a pretzel on it, because that's about how big I want to make my pretzel. I have no interest in a pretzel, not at all. And then I want another thing of, oh, I kind of like these sails better. I'm looking at different ships photos, not photos, but historical drawings, you know what I mean? I also have another one here. Let's look at that. Well, maybe we could go like this. Uh, nope, that doesn't work either. I gotta get one sail, really cool. A really cool sail. Because the boat looks all right. Yeah, I don't like these sails. Let's go back to the other historical drawings. So this is going to go out. That's where we walk the plank. And I kind of liked this one. And we'll have this tethered to here and this tethered to here. I don't really like that. But if we tether it this way, we can bring this out a little further. Okay, now I'm getting there. So that's one sail. We'll put another mast here. I mean, it doesn't really look like a sailing ship, but it kind of makes me happy. And I guess that's all that matters. Maybe we'll have this one tethered to here, because you have to have an anchor for your sail somewhere. And I don't like this at all. But I want a crow's nest, so it's just got to go higher. And then our flag could go like that. That's much cooler. I mean, I don't know. It's all right. Okay, well, that's good enough for me, right? What do you say? I can always add or subtract stuff later. All right, good morning, Mary and Marilyn. So I think I'm going to draw the waves first, and that's where our color's probably going to go down there. Oh my gosh, last night I felt like drawing, and I haven't in such a long time. I drew our Saturday and Sunday art for this project. One was her head is in the clouds, and the other one is whatchamacallit? Don't cry over spilt milk. And I gotta tell you, I thought that Marilyn was crazy when she wrote, "Don't cry over spilt, spilt milk." I looked it up. Sure enough, I'm the crazy one. Marilyn was right. It is spilt. I thought it was spilled, but it's spilt, and I still have to look up why it's spilt and not spilled. But luckily I looked it up, so it is correct in my artwork. So I did those two, and no, you don't get to see them. You'll have to come here on the weekends to see the art for the weekend. You know, there's a big curl, a big wave curl. And what happened yesterday? Not much. My son came over and helped my husband fix the deck. That was good. The dogs were good. It was a pretty good day overall. I got some stuff done. I got more things scanned for my kids. I paid a bunch of bills, paid my husband's hospital bill. When my son was in his accident, there was no money to be had, not a drop. But we have a little nest egg now. I like to call it a nest egg because it sounds cool. So I was able to, with my husband's insurance, which, I mean, the bill was well over $200,000 for this ablation. And when the first bill came, I'm like, my husband's freaking out. And I'm like, put that down. Don't even look. It hasn't gone through insurance yet. You're going to be just fine. Everything is going to be okay. Oh, Susan says, hide a pretzel shape in the waves. Oh, Susan, I love that idea. Wait, where's I have a picture of a pretzel. That's brilliant. Brilliant. That is why we keep you around, Susan. No, I am not good at drawing pretzels. There we go. That's as good as it's gonna get. Let's see if I can. It's not quite right. So this goes like this. And this goes like this. That's as good as it gets. I mean, whatever. Hi, Chris. Sup? I don't think you guys know what an amazing artist Chris is. But I know she's always on Rue Doodles. Something like that. Rue Doodles? Rue? I follow a dog named Rue, so I can't remember what it is. But anyway, Chris does some beautiful things, and I'm always embarrassed when she's here. I mean, not embarrassed. Well, I don't know what I just did there with the pretzel, Susan, but it's wrong. But I'm going to bury it in some waves. Anyway, we have some really good artists here, like really fine artists. And when I had my store, I would get fine artists coming in to apply to be a personalization person, where we drew with paint pens on boxes and clipboards and stuff. And I got to tell you what, the real artist did not do so good. This is so bad. You guys, I got way screwed up on this pretzel. It doesn't even connect where it should. Just eat it with beer cheese and it'll be fine. Anyway, I would get real artists who would come in, and I could never hire them because they cared so much about their art, they couldn't whip something out. I would give the girls 7 minutes. They had 7 minutes to draw something and get it done. That's why I can draw so fast. Because when I trained them, I would train with a stopwatch. and I would give them something simple like a pattern of hearts. And the ones who did the best, believe it or not, or I don't even know if this is this racist to say cheerleaders? Cheerleaders. Cheerleaders made the best personalizers because they made those banners. I don't even know why. But anyway, I hired a lot of cheerleaders. One time I hired this girl named Marcy. If you're for some reason here, Marcy, I still love your work, but it just didn't work out as somebody that could draw because she was so particular about her art that she couldn't get her art done in 7 minutes to have any kind of a decent um, look about it. I don't know. She was always so worried, and she would have to show it to one of us and say, "Is this okay?" And I'm like, "The customer's standing right there. Don't ask if this is okay." Um, anyway, she moved to Boston or somewhere, and she started designing period costumes for the battlefields. What do you call that? Reenactments. And she would do costumes for the reenactors. And I mean to tell you that every button and everything had to be perfect. And that was the perfect job for her because she was a true artist. You know? Sorry, you guys, this wave stuff takes a long time. So, fast forward. We live near the Donner Trail, you know, the Donner family that ate each other, those people. And every year they do a ride with wagons and horses from Carson City, Nevada to Placerville, I believe. They go through Donner. Anyway, they take the trail that the Donner family took. And I have always wanted to do it. Even before we lived here, it was something I wanted to do. So I was watching it on the TV the other day, right? Because they just started. They left from Carson City and they're on their way. It's the hottest time of the year, number one. They don't do it in the snow time like the Donner Party. But I mean, I could do it during the winter a little bit, but I could not do it now. It's just too hot. Long story short. So I looked at the application for next year, right? I don't even know why. I'm too old to do this kind of thing because I would have been one of the pioneers that would have died on the trail at 67. Well, probably at 20 also. I'd be like, "Oh, there's a dead snake. I'm dying." I'm not a country girl, but I want to be. All right, so fast forward. So I looked at the application for this Donner Trail ride, Pioneer Trail ride, right? Not only do you have to wear the cool Laura Ingalls Wilder dresses, which I'm all over. I would love to wear the bonnet. I would love to wear the dress. All that stuff is cool, right? Let's just say you're 20 and you still have your period. Uh-oh. We're going to period talk today. All right, so let's say you're 20 and you still have your period. You cannot bring tampons or Kotex. It's gross. You have to do exactly what they did back in the day. So I don't know if those are banana leaves. I don't know what they did. But you also can't, you have to, all your undergarments have to be period undergarments. It has to be what they wore, what they did. No, thank you. So as soon as I read that, I'm like, well, I'm out. I'm not ever gonna do that. Never. I wouldn't have done it back then. I for sure am not doing it now. I can't imagine. And what underwear did the men wear? I could think that the women would have worn bloomers, which I could probably do. I could do bloomers, but a camisole, bloomers, a long skirt, a slip, a petticoat, um, a busty thing. What do you call that? Where it pushes your boobies up? No, I don't think I could have. I could not. Just shoot me now. I would not make it on the trail. Could anybody else do that wearing period clothing? It's about a 4 or 5 day ride. And you choose to ride in the wagons, ride on a horse. You could be the cook and do the cooking. I mean, it sounds fun, but no, thank you, no. But I would just like to know, has anybody ever done any of that reenactment stuff? Or my husband's done Mountain Man rendezvous before, and I've gone, but I sit on a bench somewhere and I don't partake in the art docent-ish of it, the historical docent person. But I would love to know if anybody else has done that kind of stuff. We're getting there. You guys, can you see? Can you see? Can you? Carmen says, I used to love to dress up in Victorian era, especially 1912 was my favorite dresses. Oh, and everybody's saying such nice things to Chris. Oh, wait. Linda says, I have a book called The Old Ways. It has lots of tips from the pioneers, including recipes. There's a chapter about the Donner Party. Fortunately, that chapter did not include recipes. Well, living in this area, you know a lot about the Donner Party, and it wasn't as bad as they made it seem. But I mean, they did eat each other, but I think we all would. I don't know, maybe not, but I think if push came to shove, you would. Now, if you've watched the show Yellow Jackets, which has to do with cannibalism, I don't think I could have done what those people did. That's a gross show. I told my daughter who watches it, like, this is gross. I don't know how you watch this stuff. But I mean, you do what you do to keep your families alive. I don't know. But very interesting stories have come to light about the Donner Party. Okay, well, aside from the pretzel, it looks really cute. Denise says, they do reenactment stuff here in my town, and I used to sell fabric to the guy who made uniforms and costumes for them because I sold cotton fabric, and that's what those things were made out of. It was pretty neat. We used to sell at Ben Franklin, Denise. Oh my gosh, I can't remember. Civil War fabrics, I think is what they were called. And they were the exact same patterns of the fabrics that they used in the Civil War. And we would sell a lot of them to women who made quilts for the reenactors. Our Ben Franklin was a big store for the quilters. Tomorrow, where I live, they're giving a class at the sewing and vacuum store. Why are there so many sewing and vacuum stores together? Anyway, it's $50 and I really want to go. It's on free motion foot sewing. And that's what you need to know about. I mean, I used to do it, but it's been so long. It would be fun to take a class because they're going to teach you how to do circles and puffy pebbles. Doesn't that sound cool? It sounds fun to me. But I don't know. $50 to go spend the day in a hot classroom with a bunch of people. I don't know. And then I shared a link also for a class that's tomorrow for 8-year-olds and up. That's us. It's nature journaling. I'm probably going to stay home and do that class because it's free. It's from the Maryland Museum of History, I think. I can't remember. But I think it was the Maryland Museum of History. But I shared that here on this page. Pat says, watching you swirl away on those waves is hypnotic. Good, maybe you won't see the pretzel then because it is not so hypnotic. I forget what I was talking about. Oh, I was talking about that class. Yeah, there's a nature journal class for kids tomorrow that I posted a link for from the Maryland or I don't know. I think it's Maryland Museum of History. It looks so fun. I signed up for all these natural history things recently because they're doing a lot of kids classes. And Curtis took Atticus to a frog class. I asked if they dissected frogs, and Curtis said no, they just learned about frogs. But that sounded like fun to me. I got quiet. I don't know what to say. I was talking a mile a minute for a long time. Now nothing. I should come from this direction because I'm going all the same direction with the waves. Usually I go about half and half, but that didn't happen this time. I called the neurology department yesterday that has my referral, and they don't answer their phone during the day. That was interesting. I'm thinking there's one person in the clinic if they don't answer their phone during the day. And it says that they'll call you back in the evening. Well, nobody called me back. So that happened yesterday. I spent hours on the phone trying to get flowers and or champagne delivered to my daughter and Savory in the Grand Isles of Exuma, the Grand Isle Resort in Exuma. There's another place that doesn't answer their phone. So then I looked up other places in in Exuma, thinking I could find a florist because there's lots of weddings there, you know? Where do you get your flowers if you have weddings? So I called one place and at least they speak English. That was the good news. But she said, no, we're not even close to Exuma. And I said, I thought it was like a couple of blocks long. And she said, oh, well, it is, but we're about 5 minutes away and we won't deliver. I'm like, okay, well, it must be nice to have that kind of business. So I finally found an online place that would deliver, and I couldn't find the address because it's like one street with hotels and they don't have addresses. What was the sewing class again? Linda wants to know. Free motion foot sewing. Oh, thanks, Carmen. Wait, is that the one at Howell's? Oh, no, that's the nature journaling class. Sorry. Anyway, so I don't know. So I spent a fortune on some champagne and some flowers. I could have spent 700 and something dollars on just one bottle of Dom Perignon, which I don't even know what that is, but I've heard the word before. I've heard the name. But you could buy one bottle of champagne from this place and they would deliver it. I mean, I'd deliver champagne for $700 if you need some and you're local to my area. Just give me a call. I'd be happy to deliver that. I'll go buy it at my local Piggly Wiggly and I'll charge you a little extra and a tip and I'll deliver it. What is free motion foot sewing? I wish I had some up here, but it's all downstairs. It's where instead of sewing, like, you know, when you have a quilt and it's sewn like this, well, this is where you have a quilt and you sew like this. Sew in circles. You could sew like this. It's just free. And you can also sew words into your stitches with a sewing machine. I used to do it a long time ago, but I have forgotten everything. I taught myself how to do it. Not by hand. You do it on a sewing machine. And you quilt a really cool quilt with a cool free pattern in it. You can also buy machines that you program a design into like swirls or daisies or whatever. But this is free. You're just on your own doing whatever you want to do to your quilt. Does that make sense? And then I got a graduation announcement from a kid that I know. They're just sending you the announcement. Do you send a gift when you get a graduation announcement? I think you do, right? I mean, if you're a nice human, you do. You don't have to. But that's why they sent me the announcement, correct? They weren't inviting me to the graduation because I'm not that good of friends with this kid. I think they want a present. I'm almost done with these waves. Can you believe it? Can you even stand it? We just watched a movie called The Something of Mary Bryant, The Escape of Mary Bryant or something. Oh, it was so sad. And these people were kidnapped by the British. They were in jail for like petty theft or whatever, and they were kidnapped and taken to this Australian island to help the British conquer Australia. And it took 9 months, over 9 months, for them to sail from wherever they were to this place on in the Australian outback. I don't know. And they put all these convicts down here in the bottom, all together. Just disgusting. What's it say? Denise says, I hate it when they send you an invitation and you haven't seen or talked to the kid for years. Yeah, me too. They want money. My graduate announcement all came with QR codes for money. Oh my gosh. I'm going to send her a Target gift card, I think. Because she's going to South Dakota to, she got a softball scholarship. I don't know what that means when you're a girl. Can you make any money with softball? Or should you get a job as a nurse or something? Maybe she'll major in something besides softball. But man, she's a good softball player. Anyhow, back to this Mary Bryant. This woman was pregnant and thrown in the bottom of the ship with slop and pigs and oh my God, it was just a horrible movie to watch. Because it made you so mad because she was Irish or Scottish, I think Irish, and she stole food because her family was starving. So she was trying to just feed her family. And I'm sorry, but if I was trying to feed my family, I would do the same thing probably. I think it would be the only thing I would steal would be food. Or maybe a blanket to keep you warm or something like that, you know? Because doesn't everybody have the right to just be fed and be kept? I don't know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, look at that pretzel. It's so ugly, but it's hidden in the ocean. It's like, where's Waldo? Where's Lindsay's ugly pretzel? It's right there. Thank God it's hidden. Thank God I didn't have to draw it. Anyway, it's called The Adventures or The Trials of Mary Bryant, something like that. Bryant, not Brian. All right, almost done here. You don't want to rush when you get to the end because it'll look silly. Trying to fill this all in just quickly, but not quickly. Have you guys been following the news? Do you watch the news or do you not watch the news? Or do you read the news? Do you know anything about the news? Because there was a man who kidnapped his daughters in Washington State, and he did the despicable thing to them and murdered them because he was in a fight with his wife, ex-wife, and they haven't found him yet. I'm hoping today they will. And I'm hoping he suffers greatly for what he did, because I read every little thing about it yesterday and it's just so sad. Gonna add some little splash marks here. Anyway, probably the worst story I've read for a long time. So awful. Have you watched Your Honor on Netflix? I watched the first couple of episodes, but I think I should watch the rest of it. I love him, the guy from Breaking Bad. I don't know his name. All right. So there we have a hidden pretzel, and we're going to do our ship next. Yes, Laura, the saddest story ever. Sad, sad. And they've started a GoFundMe. One of her girlfriends, the mom's girlfriends, has started a GoFundMe for her. But I think she needs to start a suicide watch for her, because I would not want to be here if all three of my kids were murdered by my ex-husband because he's an idiot and ex-military. So what chance did these kids even have? Oh, awful. Awful. I haven't even written the words yet. I'm still just drawing waves. That took forever. Okay. Put some wood here, wood paneling. Put some nails in it. I don't think nails would go there, but maybe here. All right, so there's the bottom of our ship. Any journal play day yet? I was late getting. What do you mean, any journal play day yet? Art for July? Is that what you mean? No. I have several ideas and I have had no. So here's the thing. Who asked me that question? Lita. I have turned my motivation into procrastination recently. I'm not motivated to do anything, really. I don't know why, but I am just procrastinating everything. Maybe it's the dogs, and I just keep sitting around looking at things and going for walks with the dogs and doing nothing, you know? It's very strange, but I will get it done. I'm still not happy with these sales, Pat, but I'm doing them anyway. Go with tie downs here and ties here. That new baby is not taking up a lot of my time, Denise. Or who said that? Denise? Yeah. No, it's not that dog. It's Bugsy. I told you about her persona, right? That I've started a Instagram page for them, and her persona is, if she had a human name, her human name would be Vivian. And she would have been a chain smoker with red lipstick, red fingernails, cigarette stains on her fingers, ordering gin fizzes at the bar. And then, oh no, I hate when I do that. That usually doesn't even iron out, you guys. Oh, makes me really sad. Ugh. Ugh. Well, I'll try to iron it out later. I want to just do lettering across here and into the sails. Let's do this. All right, that's my lettering. I've been chuckling about Vivian since you shared yesterday. We have a Vivian dog too. Yeah. When you've got one, you know you've got one. She just bing, 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 bing. This morning I was fast asleep, right? And my husband had already taken them out. So I knew they didn't need to go to the bathroom. It's about 4:30, 5 o'clock. And here comes Vivian jumping on my head, licking my face. Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. Mama, 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 Mom, Mom, Mom. That's who she is. I forget what show that's from. Stewie. King of the Hill? No. Family Guy? Family Guy? Maybe. Mama, Mama. That's her. Right now she's sleeping because they know my routine. And they know as soon as I'm done here that they get to go for a WALK. We can't even say that word anymore in here. I asked my husband if he wanted to go for a moonlight WALK yesterday, and he did not want to go. But as soon as I said it, guess who wanted to go? The crazy dogs. So I can't say WALK or POTTY anymore out loud. Because if I tell Brent, I'll be right back, I'm going to go POTTY, they're like, what? Okay, well, I love this card. Where do we put our color? Down here, I think. I don't know. It's going to need some other color. I really like it. What nib? What? Pat said, what nib is on that micron? This is a 12. That one? This is a 01. And I'm going to be using a 005 to just do some detail here. Like that. Very little. But I wanted the word ship and the word sailed to be a little bit more prominent than the others words. That's a dynamite box. That's a box that also has dynamite. That box has provisions. I always wondered, like, how did they keep all that food on those ships? Crazy, right? All right, well, I'm going to get a little orange and a little brown and try to fix this pretzel. It's not going to work. It's just ugly. It's not correct. Don't look at the pretzel and think I drew it correctly. Brown on the pretzel only? Is that what you want my color to be? Just this? You want the pretzel to stand out the most, Carmen? Oy vey. Can I do the water? I love you, but I might have to do the water. Maybe I'll do the boat. Waiting for somebody else to chime in. Jennifer says soon my dogs will be able to spell. Not Vivian. She's too drunk all the time to spell. But the other one is pretty smart. Pretzel and then the boat. So just brown? It's so boring, you guys. Okay. Well, you're the boss. Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a faithful trip that started from that tropic port here in this tiny ship. No, a blue and green boat? Well, I did brown already. Ah, I'm blowing it. I thought you wanted it to be like a sailing ship. All right, blue. I'll go for blue here. And then we'll add some green. The professor and Mary Ann here on Gilligan's Isle. One of my favorite songs is an old folk songs, and I can't even sing the words right now. I never can remember it, but it's something about this boat the two of us shall row or something like that. And I love it. Jennifer says, I'd paint it all. The brown pretzel will stand out in the blue water. Thanks, Jennifer. Well, we rented our car yesterday for our trip, Jennifer. So we are really driving to Kansas. So now I can start planning on what I'm taking with me for retreat purposes, etc. We're going to go up first through Wyoming. I'm hoping to stop at Adornit. I got to talk to them now that I've actually made the plans. I want to stop at Adornit, but at first I wanted to surprise them, and then I thought, no, because we should have a fun night there or something for those of you guys that live in Utah. It could be fun, but they live way the heck up in Utah in Hyde Park, if and you know where that is. It's way up there. Anyway, so we're going to go there. Then we're going to go to Yellowstone. Then we're going to go to we're going to go to Cody National Battlefield. No, Little Bighorn National Battlefield and Cody, Wyoming. And then we're going to go to South Dakota to the Sioux woman's statue. But I have a really good friend from high school who I haven't seen in years. And she lives somewhere in South Dakota. And I kind of want to go see her. And I don't think that's all going to fit in. So then we're going to go to Kansas. It's not in Logan. They are in Hyde Park. Hyde Park, not Logan. Anyway, it's a lot to fit in. And then we'll be in Kansas for a little bit for the retreat. Then I'm going to head to Oklahoma City to go to the Pioneer Women's Shop. And I'm going to start looking into that to see if there's any way to do a day of fun there. I don't think that'll happen, but you know, it's fun to think about. And then we're going to go to Waco. Whoops, Waco, Texas. to Magnolia. And then probably my favorite part of the trip now I'm excited for is Bisbee, Arizona. If you've never heard of Bisbee, Arizona, and you don't know anything about it, you should look it up. It's an artist community on the California-Mexico border. And it looks amazing. I told my husband that might be where I'm moving because my allergies are such recently that I need to go to the desert. They're just bad. Just bad. And they used to tell me that the desert's where I belonged with my allergies, but then my daughter looked it up and apparently it's not the desert. I don't know. Oh, that's what I thought. I call that whole area Logan, Jackie said. Oh, all right. Then you're right, I'm wrong. These are pretty colors up here. But I'm sorry. I love you guys, but I definitely have to color the water. It has to get colored. Is that Sioux woman the statue with the quilt draped over her shoulders? Yes. I saw it when it was in a gallery in Santa Fe. It's magnificent. Yeah. I can't wait for that. Probably what I'm most excited. Well, there's many things I'm excited about. Whoops, I ran into the pretzel. Oh well. It is what it is. Anyway, back to the original part of that story was I rented the car yesterday. Did you know you can rent cars from car dealerships and not just from like Hertz or Enterprise or those people? You can. And so I rented a car from Toyota. And it's a car that if you like it, of course, you can turn around and buy it once you bring it back. If and you want. I don't want to. I have a car. I just don't have a car that would make it that far without needing a lot of roadside assistance, probably. I mean, that's not true. My car's in good shape, but didn't want to chance it. So we rented exactly what I have, which is a Toyota RAV4. And that's what we're renting. And when you rent a car from a car dealership, you don't have to pay. Like if you rent a car from Hertz or Avis or one of those, is there still Avis? One of those places, you pay mileage. You pay, you have to drive 5 miles and you owe them $40 or whatever. Not with Toyota. Pretty cool. I double, triple, quadruple checked. I asked a million questions. And the lady's like, no, no, no. I think she thought I was crazy asking a million questions, but better to ask than not. Okay. Well, I am happy now. I like it. I like my sails. I need some dots. We always rent a car for our road trips, Joan says. Fingers crossed. We, fingers crossed, want our current cars to last until we no longer need or can use them. That's what I say. But did you know you could rent one from a car dealership? If you were in Waco, you should drive to the College Station so Brent can see the train engine at the George Bush Library. Hey, are all the roads in Texas Um, oh my gosh, now I can't remember. Who planted the wildflowers? Is that Rosalind Carter? Are they all, isn't there a wildflower place in Texas that's for her? I gotta look that up. Maybe it's not Rosalind Carter. Whoever was the wildflower lady, the lady who did the wildflowers. Was it George Bush's wife? I don't remember. Lady Bird Johnson. Thank you, Carmen. Yeah, and there's a museum, a wildflower museum. I got to look that up too. Wildflower Research Center. Yes. Yes, I want to go there too. I mean, I'm going to be there. I might as well go everywhere. Might not make it back that way. I know for sure we won't. Hey, did you know that Savary got his luggage back? Nothing was missing. They finally got it from Miami to Exuma. So I think they had a fun day yesterday on their honeymoon because we didn't hear from them. But at least they didn't have to worry about luggage. That's a good thing. Uh, that's cute. I got a couple of waves to get blue right here that needed some blue. And what else did I see? Oh, a brown, little tiny bit of brown right here. Okay, well, the only part I hate is the pretzel. And I knew that would be the point of contention. It's so pretty out today. There's going to be puffy clouds today. So pretty. Okay. I'm going to take this downstairs and iron it before I post a picture of it. I'm going to add white dots of salt for our pretzel. Everybody's going to wonder, why is there a pretzel in the ocean? Was that supposed to be an octopus? No, it's a pretzel. What time is it? Hey, oh my gosh, it's 8:59. Can you even believe it? That we have finished pretty much on time? So yeah, I'm going to iron this and hopefully that crease comes out. Otherwise, I mean, it is what it is. I do think I want one thing or two before we go. Just a little silver on my sails. Yesterday we started watching The Sun on AMC with Pierce Brosnan, but then we fell asleep and it fast forwarded to like season or episode 7 and we were on episode 1 and I can't figure out how to go backwards to go back to that episode. So my husband's like, just forget it. We won't even watch it. He's very short fused lately. Okay, now I'm done. I don't even know if you can see the glitter, but I can. And that's all that matters. Ellen says, we're expecting more storms tomorrow. Palma says, love the colors, so pretty. Thanks. Chris says, have a great weekend. Have a great weekend, Chris. On that note, I'm done. So I'm going to take this downstairs and iron it, and then I'll take a picture or two or three and share it. So have a great day, you guys. Have a great weekend. If you're in book club, don't forget to come back here at 4 o'clock today, or your ship has sailed. All right. Talk to you guys later. Love you. Bye.